Hi, this is a demo of an automatic voiceover cutting and labeling tool. Go ahead and get the program running since it'll take about 10 minutes to cut through all 80 lines of dialogue. You'll provide it with the directory of all your raw voiceover files, then additionally put a location for all of it to get exported to. I'm going to clear out an old text file here, and then you'll also want to provide it with a CSV file. You'll see it's already going through and it's going to start cutting these voiceover lines all based off silence. That CSV file that we're going to give it is basically just a list of every single line of dialogue and what we want to label those files. I've just given them really simple numbers. You'll probably want a better naming convention. Using these straight lines instead of commas, since you might want to have commas in your script. Basically, this process will kind of go through. It'll start by cutting all of the voiceover lines up based off silence to make it easier to label them. Since if you're trying to label based off of and cut based off of the AI's transcriptions, they can end up getting confused and losing the end of lines. But with this process, you're able to make sure that you get all of those cut pretty cleanly. It might get a little fuzzy depending on how well your voiceover lines are getting recorded. If you have overlapping stuff, you can end up with extended files, but actually what we have set up is a full debug tool that I'll explain a little later. I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video here since it's going to take a couple minutes to get onto the next part where it's actually going through and transcribing them. So we'll speed up to there. Alright, now you can see that the Vosk model is being loaded into memory and is being prepared to start transcribing. But we actually need to basically pre-process all of the audio clips to make them all mono and a lower bit rate. And basically we're going to save all these separately from our original file, so it's going to end up taking up a lot of space, but it's going to let us preserve the bit rate and the sample rate and stereo on our original recording, so we don't have to sacrifice any quality to make sure that it can run through Vosk. We're also running a normalizer through it. You can see all the code here, throwing on a bunch of different filters to basically make it as clean as possible for Vosk. And you can see it's just doing this huge list of all of these transcribed audio files. In a moment here, it'll actually start transcribing them. But again, this is really where the bulk of the process takes place. So if you pre-process your files, it'll be super fast, but the main kind of takeaway from this is that it's all automated. And even though you have to kind of pre-process it like this, you're saving so much time overall. So we're actually going to go ahead and skip ahead again until when all of these are labeling. And now you can see with this huge stream of debug messages, all of the voiceover is now labeled. You can see that there is now a labeled folder containing it. You can also see that we have a text file that gets output that basically has all of the information. The biggest one is it shows every single line that it was not able to find, as well as this huge list of every single audio file that it's created and the transcription of it, so that you can basically use this to search for any audio that you think you need that is not found. And basically this just provides a much faster search than going through and listening to each one by hand, because you can use Control F. It basically just makes your searching a whole lot faster. But let's go ahead and just click into one of these audio files just to show that everything's working and up to snuff. We can go ahead and listen to and see. We're looking for this first line, and we're live.
And we're live. Thanks for calling during this fine afternoon. Please save me.
And you'll actually hear that it's a little cut off. We actually have a
And
better
we're
version
live.
in this take.
Thanks for calling during this fine afternoon. Please save me from myself.
Hello.
And you can hear, because there were several people recording in the same room,
And we're
that you can
live.
actually hear
Thanks for
it kind
calling
of keeps
during this
going into
fine
the next
afternoon.
person.
Please save me
And basically, that can cause a little
Hello.
bit of issues,
I'm
but you have
Lieutenant
all the
Jimmy
transcriptions,
McCready
so you
with
can
the
find all
Fire
these and chop them up by hand.
Communications line.
But overall, it's going to save you a whole bunch of time. And to just really show off these debug tools, let's go ahead and search for, we're going to pull up the Firefighters 1 text, which has all that. Let's look for this line 76 that we couldn't find. So we're looking for line 75.1. This should be that audio file. And if we listen
The
to
one
it,
at East Elm.
yep, that's the one that's missing. We can even check again here that we're looking for, yep, it's saying the one on East Elm. So that kind of shows the power of these debug tools, where basically we're getting not only cut voiceover, but any errors we're able to have transcriptions of what we think it says and also tools to basically speed up that process of finding missing voiceover lines. Hopefully, this whole tool can speed up voiceover cutting for everyone. Um, Thanks for watching.